It says, okay, multiplying integers, day 2. When multiplying integers with the same sign, it's always positive. It should say it's always positive. Unless an odd amount of operations. That should be on the bottom part, actually. I'm going to move that over. That should be down here. It's product. I ran out of room. Because it's always not the same view. Okay, here we go. Product. The product will always be negative. Switchy arrow? Do you want to? What? All I did is add UCT. Or
this right here, because we wrote out the test, so we just like put an arrow for putting it right there.
Writing hurts. No, just put a line through it, rewrite it. Because it matters, yeah. Multiplying integers with different signs, the product will always be negative, unless... there. An odd amount of operations. Salud. Salud. So unless it's always whenever there's an odd amount of operations with different signs. So if you have an odd amount of operations that are negative, with finding a product, it's going to be negative. And then as it shows at the bottom, a positive multiplied by a positive is going to be positive, always. A negative multiplied by a positive is going to be positive. What? No. Same signs. I misspoke. Same signs. Negative times negative is positive. Then the lowest one, positive times a negative is negative. Negative times a positive is positive, but that's just the commutative property of multiplication. Ethan, do you need a pen, or you just plan on... There we go. Preferably a pencil, actually.
So pretty much if there's two negatives or two positive, it's always going to be... So unless there's one negative and one positive, it's going to be a negative?
Correct. If the number of negative operations is odd, the product is negative.
So that's easy. So pretty much if it has the same... So the two numbers have the same...
An even number of signs. Yep. Yep. Nope, not today. We're done with maths. Carpenter, LeBlanc. All right. Now, to be 100% clear, the expectation is that you will write what I'm writing. All right? It might be in better handwriting. But other than that, you will write what I write. That's the reason that so many people are getting these math homeworks wrong. Because it won't look like what we did in class. To be clear, you need to have this out next to you when you're doing your homework tonight, okay? We don't just sit here in class to waste 50 minutes. There's a reason I have you take these notes to use them when you're taking your doing your homework, okay? We have one negative operation, just one of them, so we know that it's going to be odd. Sir? And the answer is? Negative 36. I'm going to circle that. That's a gross 6. There you go. Negative 36. That one, I don't need to see extra work. I expect you to know how to do negative 3 times 12 in your cabeza. However, these one, not so much. Okay, I don't expect you to know how to do 9 times 12 in your head necessarily. Okay? So I need to see this on your homework. And starting Monday, if you don't show your work, 50% off. So that means that if you don't turn something in on time and you don't show your work, goose egg. So I have negative 2 times 7. There's only one of them that's negative, so that becomes negative 14. I have negative 14 times 12. Negative 14 times 12. In your head, you can do the distributive property, where you would do this. Well, you know is this going to be positive or negative product first off, Joey? Negative. It's going to be negative, so I'm going to put this right there. Then I can do 10 plus 4 times 12. So I have 120 plus 48 equals 168. And what I did there is that's just the distributive property. I did 10 times 12 was 120. Added that to 4 times 12, which is 48. And notice how this 10 times 14 is, 10 plus 4 is 14. I use the distributive property. So I have negative 168. And look how much stuff I wrote for that one. I'd better figure out a way that I can show myself and show Mr. Smith what the answer is. I have a great idea. Let's circle it.
Wait, could we just do, we have to do the distributive property, or could we just do regular multiplication?
That's fine.
Okay.
That's fine. This way is much faster because I didn't need to write that down. Because I did all that in my head, and I believe that you could do that as well. So then we're going to go over to 2 and 4. Wait, everybody get that? Is this going to be positive or negative, Jamichael? It's going to be negative because we have an odd number of negative integers. Okay? So Trowski, what's it going to be? Negative 26. And I don't need to write that out because I expect you guys to know 13 multiplied by 2. Exactly.
So but we have to show them on the 3 numbers?
With the 3 numbers you will, yes.
Okay.
Yes. All right. Here we have a positive integer with 11, negative integer with negative 4, negative integer with 7. Now, how many? It will. Hold on. Just stop shouting out. I know that I mixed it up, and that's not all that great. But we have a positive, a negative, and a negative. What happens when there's an even number of negative products or negative multipliers? Yeah. It's an even. Let's test that out. So let's do 11 times negative 4 first. That's why it's going to be coming down here. 11 times negative 4, negative 44, multiplied by negative 7. Look, we have a negative times a negative, and look what that comes out to be. Positive. Positive. How many of you can do 7 times 44 in your head? Please raise your hand. Okay? That's what I thought. Very, very few. So I need to see this. Okay? I need to see that. We're looking at 140 plus 28. 140 plus... Not 140. 280. 280 plus 28. Yeah. No, lattice as a 7th grader is banned. If you are using lattice method, you need to take on your own time multiplication flashcards. Because we were done doing that in 6th grade. You should definitely be done with it in 7th grade because it takes too long, and a lot of you still don't even know how to do it. Stick with us. Let's clear everything from your desk except for that pencil. So clear everything from your desk so you don't have any distractions, please. Because you were in 3rd grade and that's all you could do. I could do the other one. Okay, well, you're missing the point. You're missing the point. They taught you the easy way, which was lattice, because all it does is it dumbs down multiplication to being just simple addition rather than multiplication, which is repetitive addition. Okay? So I expect you to not have any kind of lattice. It makes me sick to my stomach, figuratively speaking. Okay, next one. Next one. Evaluate each expression. Stop making other noises. Evaluate each expression is another way of saying answer or solve. Or whenever we have to evaluate an expression, we are going to be substituting. Just hold on a second. Substituting. They're going to tell us, okay, blah, blah. Here's this. And also, that variable there is going to be that. So we have to substitute that -7 in for n. So I'm going to rewrite it every single time like this. So it becomes -5 multiplied by -7. And of course you know that it's positive and the answer is 35. So we're just substituting it in. The same situation, if I wasn't here one day, there would be a substitute here. I would be substituted. Okay? All right. Number 3. 12ab. If a equals -3 and b equals -7. Let me just talk through this one so everybody can get it. I'm going to substitute -3 for a and -7 for b. Pink. Abby, is this going to be a positive or negative product when we're done?
It's going to be positive.
Positive, because we have what?
Negatives.
Beautiful. Okay. And Lexi, we're going to do the order of operations, so what are we going to do? Yes, 12 times -3, because with multiplication we go left to right. 12 times -3, which is -36. Multiplied or times -7. And Mandrew, what is 12 times, or 7 times 36? Can you do that in your head?
No.
Yeah. You're on the right track. 7 times 36. No, you're doing that in your head. I like the way you're going with that. Kristen or Caitlin? 252. What's do you think it is? Let's see. I'm going to do it in bubble letters so we know that it might not be it. You're right. It is. Okay. 252. Let's see what that goes. Okay. So we have 42. 7 times 3 is 21. Oh yeah. 252. It's a positive 252. Next one. We should be able to have about 10 minutes to work on our homework, so let's keep trucking away. This one is just substituting in a negative for a negative. So we have a negative times a negative, and because I expect you to show your work on this, even though I don't want to for time reasons, I'm going to do it right now. Because if I show my work, my teacher knows that I wasn't just using a calculator sort of thing. Because calculators are not allowed. You're not really going to use them until late third quarter. Okay? Just 42.
Positive 42.
Yep. Now we're going to substitute 2 variables. How many negative multipliers do we have here? We have 3. That's an odd number. So what do we know about the product? It's going to be negative. Yeah. It's going to be negative. Yeah, that was loud shouting. Yes, sir. Yes. What do you have? Can you give me the first one though? -6 times -5, because I want to show my work. 30. Positive 30. Good. Stop shouting out. We're a little excited here. If anybody's watching thinking, what is going on with that class? Because it's Friday. So what do you got next? There's one person talking. Stop tapping your feet. Yes. 30 times x is 180, and that's the final answer. Go ahead and circle this. Now this is a little bit different. Now, rather than substituting, now we have variables that we won't know what it is. Now we have variables that we don't know what it is. Now I'm here to tell you, all you're going to do is, rather than the distributive property, because it was inside the parentheses was something plus something. Okay, do not write this. Do not write this, but I'm going to show you the difference. This is not the same as that. Because these guys are together. So I have to take this 8 and multiply it by this whole thing. So I have 8 times 5, which is 40, x. And that's your answer. And then for number, no, I'm doing number 3 last. Come on, there we go. Then we have negative 12 multiplied by this whole thing. So all you have to do is negative 12 times 4, which is what, Webb?
Negative 12 times 4 is
Yes. Well, I said negative 12 times 4, and he was just answering that part. But remember, we're also having a b in there. Mr. Webb? The way that I'm showing the work, that's what I want you to do, especially when there's a variable and stuff like that, because it's showing you what you did wrong if you did something wrong. Okay? Because there's a lot of times where people won't show enough work. I'm like, some magic happened here. What went wrong? Like, poof, all of a sudden the answer started to go wrong. If you show all your work, I can see where you went wrong to make sure it's not a repeating thing. Because magic doesn't happen in mathematics. Yes? You're getting that? Did you time travel just now? Okay. All right, for this one here, we have, remember that these guys mean multiplication, okay? So we have to multiply using the order of operations. And can you tell me the first operation we're going to do? 2ab times 6, which is 12ab multiplied by negative 2. There's only one negative operation. Salud. Shh. Jamichael. Negative 24ab. No, because there's a negative right here. There's a negative on that one. Yep. Okay. Then with this one, I wanted to do this one last because I want you just to write negative 7, okay? I want you to write negative 7, okay? You can just use the phone in here. Yep.